It's expanding as we speak.
It's expanding by the size of PJ Tucker.
You're a deer tick.
That's a large expansion.
Oh my! Guys, we got a show to do. Let's all
Let's lock it. Let's lock it.
Win.
What is everybody? Welcome to the pregame show.
Yeah. Beep, beep, beep.
Oh my God! Trade the war.
Dude.
You guys, we are presented by Miller Lite. What time is it, boys?
Miller time. Trade time. is
Deadline?
Yeah,
Deadline
time, man. But it's also time to drink some Miller Lights. Because your Denver Nuggets, I don't know if you heard this one, they're hosting the Pelicans tonight.
I've heard that one.
The Groundhog Day. Was Groundhog Day yesterday?
Oh, no.
2 days ago? I don't. What day is it exactly? Was Monday.
I knew
All right.
Kale would be on that.
I knew Kale would
Yeah.
have it. He would have it a lot.
Matter of fact.
Did the groundhog see a shadow?
Yes.
Do they still do that?
Yes, and yes, he did see a shadow.
So what does that mean? 6 more weeks of winter?
6 more weeks of winter.
I feel like this is too early for winter to be over anyway.
It is.
Yeah,
I'm ready
I think
for it to be
that's the
over,
right
but-
decision.
No, you've been in Colorado before, right?
I've been here. Although it's been nice. You guys are also in the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Firm Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR.
Beep, beep.
Harrison Wind is with us. He graced us with his presence tonight.
Fellas, happy to be back in the lounge. I could not muster the strength to watch the Pelicans live again. I couldn't do
You didn't
it.
love that first one?
I mean, I'll be honest. The Zeke Nnaji showcase showdown was insane. Like, that was cool to be there for.
Showdown.
But I don't think we'll be getting the same type of showcase tonight. Maybe. We'll
Yeah.
see.
If that's what you're looking forward to, or you had to look forward to,
Yeah.
I'm glad that we brought you back, man. It's not right for you to have
We
to
put the
try to
clamps
go through
on.
that.
Had Zion in jail.
The kids out there don't know about the real showcase showdown. Really, an artifact of a greater time.
I guess that's true. Isn't it still on? Price is Right?
Is it still on?
Yeah, I think so.
it's
Drew,
still- I think it's
doesn't Drew Carey
still
the
on,
host
yeah.
of it?
You know, this is
You,
news to me.
you clearly haven't had a sick day in a while.
Yeah.
Over here, D-Line Co.
That's right, guys. I have some big trade news that I want to report, but we'll get to it later.
We'll get to it later. Rounding out the show, last but never least, Superstar Dev.
Let's just get this one over with. I'm ready for this one to get over with. I'm ready for the trade
know, dude.
deadline to be over with. I'm ready
Yeah.
for us to know who's on the team and who's not. And as it's looking, everybody's on the team.
Dude, it is pretty wild that the trade deadline is way more interesting than the game is
That's
tonight.
such a bummer,
So
man.
lame.
I'm ready for it to be over too, man.
Me too,
I'm
I'm
sick
done.
of all the speculation
It's
and dumb
boring.
stuff. But we do have a trade show tomorrow at 12:30, so make sure you're tuned in. We will be live when whatever the Nuggets do happens,
Or don't
or
do.
don't.
Do or don't.
We will be live for that, and it'll be a story one way or the other. But tonight, the story is the Nuggets hosting the Pelicans for the
Yes.
second time in 3 games. What do you got for us, Wind?
Well, the big news on the
3
Nuggets side of things is that Aaron Gordon is playing tonight. He's back in the lineup. You know, he played that back-to-back on the road, Philly-Charlotte, and then had to sit out.
Do you think Zeke Nnaji played so well that AG is like, you know what? They're going to give him that starting spot.
I'm not going to lie, I thought about that because going back to the dog bite incident of last year, we thought Aaron Gordon was going to be out a long
Yeah.
time. Peyton Watson looks good in that starting spot. All of a sudden, AG's back. I don't think AG would have quite that same concern level about Zeke Nnaji taking his spot. I don't think that would be the case.
Can you imagine?
But it's an interesting theory.
Yeah. It's not a theory. It's not a theory. It's actually not a theory.
But yeah, AG is back. I assume he's in the starting lineup, although I have not seen it yet. Let me see right here. Yes, he is in the starting lineup. Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. So
Hold on. Interesting question. Is there pressure on AG? Zeke Nnaji, how many you have? He had 10. Oh,
played pretty good
he had-
defense on Zion.
He only scored 10 on you?
There's absolutely pressure. Not for Zeke Nnaji.
No. Okay. I'm just saying, if Zion goes off tonight, it would be like, it would. I'm not saying AG should, obviously we know what AG is. I'm just saying it'd feel weird.
It would feel weird, but it would be more like, man, you just gotta sit down. You gotta get healthy.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
I mean,
shutting
that's
you
the
down.
pressure.
Yeah,
The pressure is that he hasn't looked that athletic or spry or healthy for most of the season.
Yeah.
I'm actually was hoping that they would just shut him down
Till the
through
break,
the All-Star
yeah.
break.
I would have been fine with that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Zion is playing, so I mean that's gonna be the matchup to start. Aaron Gordon versus Zion Williamson.
Okay.
Yeah. Another note from the Pelican side of things: Daniel Tice out tonight, trade pending.
I was going to say he got traded.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the official is injury designation is trade pending.
Okay.
He's
All right.
going to Oklahoma City.
But other than that, sneaky good get for OKC, by the way. Tice is another one of those guys that can shoot the three, and it's just hard to guard in space. I don't think it's a big deal, but it is one of those. It's not a bad thing for OKC that they got him.
Yeah. And everybody else is playing. Everybody else good to go.
Yeah. So what are we looking for in this second? You know, it's hard to beat a team, no matter who it is. It's hard to beat them 2 times in a row. So there's that, and there's also just the complacency. Denver played well in the last game. They're going to have to play well in a different way tonight.
Yeah, mine's what I'm looking for is the Aaron Gordon addition, bringing him back to the lineup, seeing if he looks healthy. Like we've all been saying it. I think everyone is watching has said it. Sit him down, like let him rest so that he could get right. But the fact that he keeps coming out and wanting to play hard, and his usual allotment of minutes, that like goes to show you like how he doesn't feel that he's that injured. So I want to see how the Nuggets play around him, and if we're going to see that same physicality that we're so accustomed to with him.
Yeah, what am I looking for tonight? I mean, I kind of just want them to do the same thing. I'm in the mode where I just want the Nuggets to just be predictable, like to just know that they are gonna show up, and you're not holding your breath. You're not like, oh God, like what are we gonna get tonight? They should, by all rights, obviously, like just smack this team again. So
Yeah.
But I want, there's always the subplots. Like I want to make sure that Jamal is playing well again. I want to see if MPJ is able to have 2 dynamic showings in a row.
Yeah, why not?
But more than anything, I just want that dub, baby.
Just want that dub. I want to see the Murray Jokic 2-man game.
Me too.
Russ being out for this extended period, to me, that's the number one thing that could come of it. Us to all collectively be like, oh yeah, that's who the Nuggets really are. That's growing, and that's how you win a title, and everybody else fits in around it. So tonight, another opportunity. And if it was a if we're in the Winners Lounge tonight after this game, talking about that Murray Jokic 2-man game and how we got a hint of that old championship 2-man game, that's what would make me the most happy.
Yeah. And it's been trending up for sure. But I mean, against a team like the Pelicans, those two should be able to dominate with the 2-man game. I mean, just watching Yoke play live against Misi the other night, like this is the game he could score 100 if he wanted to. Like Misi, what does he weigh? 200 pounds. The guy
little.
is rail thin.
Measy pieces.
Yeah, Misi pieces. I mean, Yoke could take it and score every time if he wanted to, but I would love if this was a game where the Nuggets just continue to look like the Nuggets, and the 2-man game central to that.
Yeah, I would like that as well. And then if I get a little bit of Pickett, we start the Pickett live.
Bro, I love it. Like anytime that you get to see positivity coming off the bench for the Nuggets, like even if it's, we're obviously in trade season, even if it just looks like they have chips in their corner since they have no picks ever again, but like you have prospects, that's like you theoretically can build a team around drafting well. I definitely want to see Pickett. I want to see Hunter. I want to see all our guys, man.
Spencer Jones.
Yes. Why not? Everybody.
One more note tonight. Jose Alvarado out, illness. Yeah. I didn't even notice him last game.
He wasn't noteworthy.
He had one of the biggest air balls I've ever seen in the
I
NBA.
barely noticed he was playing.
Yeah. We can move it on. I mean, we've seen this game, so we'll move on to our next one, which is the Tao of Joker.
Ooh.
I don't know how closely you guys have been following Jokic's quotes lately, but he's had some that have caught my attention, none more so than this one from last game. Go ahead.
It's definitely one of the biggest trade probably in I'm not going to say in history, but let's say last 5, 10, 15 years, I don't know. But seems like nobody's safe, and probably should be that way,
I mean, nobody is safe, and probably should be that way. He almost says deliberately and clearly and with the point on it.
What is he doing with his fingers?
He's just,
He was uncomfortable.
We all have our things. I do this.
I've never
and
seen this, though.
sometimes.
Have you ever seen that from him?
Eric does this.
I talk with my hands.
He does
Adam
this
can't
one.
stop slapping the couch like it was Like it was a child he was watching or something.
But there's something to this. So talk about Luka Doncic, and the number one take everyone has is you can't trade Luka. He's your cornerstone piece. And Yoke's response to that is anyone can be traded, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of a month ago when he said, after losing to the Wizards, you know, back in my old country, if players played like they did in that game, their paycheck would be a little bit smaller. Like, as in, you don't deserve your guaranteed contract; you have to earn it. These are two things that would be very. I mean, again, I'm not trying to make this, but they seem very anti-player in a way, almost of like players have an obligation, and if you
Right.
don't meet that, you should be punished by either traded out of here or not paid your salary. I'm making it exaggerated. But my point is, I do think that there's something to. I don't think this is a nothing quote. Yoke is revealing, in my opinion, the way he feels. I am responsible. I'm paid a max contract. I'm responsible to this. And if I ever let it down, they should. You know, it wouldn't be a shock that they should hold my contract or trade me away. And to be honest with you, I find it really refreshing. I love Joker, so I'm always going to have the positive spin. But do you see it as I see it, Wind, as this like? There's a philosophy that you don't have to squint to read into how Joker views the player-team dynamic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think he would agree with Dennis Schroeder saying the NBA is like slavery. It's probably on the other side of that. So those two probably have different viewpoints.
Oh, my God.
But I mean, no, you're right. I definitely took notice of this quote the other night. I mean, he's had a couple quotes like this, like the one you said, and he's kind of finding his voice in that way this season more than any. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's coinciding with him being as frustrated with like the roster and how the team is playing more so than in any other season. Like I said this, you know, a month ago or so, I've never seen him as like demonstrative and frustrated on the court as he's been at times this season. And I mean, I say all the time, Nikola Jokic has never told a lie. I don't think he's lying about any of this stuff. I think this is actually how he feels, and he's just kind of saying it like it's not a big deal, because to him, I don't think it is.
Yeah, I tend to feel the same way. He's just like the most. His ethics run so deep,
This is it.
I think that he just like truthfully feels like he's probably annoyed with a lot of the antics that come from the NBA, like the rest of us are. Like, I'm sure that he's looking at like a Jimmy Butler, all of like the nonsense, and he's just like, you should be like, you shouldn't feel so comfortable that you can act in this way and like make a joke of the league. I mean, obviously we're putting words in his mouth here, but like I feel that way. Like, yeah, there should be consequences to like not doing your job. There should be consequences. You should be on edge. Like you should. At this job, like Kale, you're just FYI, you're on the hot seat. Do better. Everybody should be everyone should never feel so comfortable that you just like stop caring, you know. And that's just what it is to be an adult at a job, bro.
Do you think our company would run better or worse if people received 5-year fully guaranteed contracts and then forced their way to, like, you got me, but I kind of want to work for Altitude. I'm not taking any other offers. You got to trade me. You know, it's like, again, there's differences here in economics, but I'm just saying it is kind of absurd, the economy that works here.
I mean, that's also like the real world. Like, we do have to like go to what it will be a dream to get paid $30 million to play a sport that you love, that you would probably play for free. And it's the old school line of thinking that Jokic has of like, this is still a dream for you. So like you should give them your all and play that way. And if you're not, then you can take the pay, or you can have these high expectations. At work, if you do not perform, what happens? You're on the hot seat. He's thinking the same way. And like, he probably has seen it on teammates. He's probably, we for sure have seen it across the league that he's probably is confused. Kevin Garnett, I want to say it's Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce just had their conversation about like, how are you able to just do whatever you want? And that was like a crazy, like, you were supposed to go through it. They were talking about the John Wall, how he just didn't say anything and just did his job, but everyone else is forcing their way out and they're being rewarded for it. And we're seeing that still time and time again. And it's babyish. So yeah, I do think that there's like a professionalism and ethics that go with it.
Jokic has a code, man, and that's part of what we like about him. It's not that it's the best code, like he is like Jesus, but he has a code that he is true to at every core, like the core of him. And this
just to
is
be
part
clear,
of it.
that I think exactly what you just dismissed. I think he is like Jesus, and that's why I like him.
His coach might actually be.
just to be very clear about where
This
we
is why it's
stand.
the Tao of Joker, there's followers of him. But that's why I just find this quote so fascinating because it's just so different. I don't think there's another player in the NBA that would have said that. Anyone could be traded, and that's how it should be.
Right.
I just don't-
Everybody would say anybody can be traded, and that's bull.
And that's bull, yeah. That's messed up, man. That's messed up.
Right. That's what everybody else would say.
And
I
yet,
know.
for whatever you feel
On
about it,
Draymond podcast.
that's messed up. That's literally what every player can
That's what everybody has said the last 10 years.
Meanwhile,
Like-
this is his best friend, and he's like,
Right.
"Yeah, man, that's just that's how it
Right.
should be."
Yeah, but it definitely does come from a place of humility and just him being grateful for the position he's in and just kind of keeping his head down and working and like having gratitude for the organization for taking a chance on him and never like becoming bigger than the team. That's who Nikola Jokic is, and like that's why like it's so cool that he says stuff like that.
I love that the chat is actually Adam. He is like Jesus. Like you have to disagree with you on this one. He actually is exactly like him. That's what I meant, guys. I meant he's just like him.
and again, to be clear, I don't think that he is like Jesus. I think that he is Jesus.
Right.
There's a difference.
It used to be
He
a
came
Trinity.
back as a basketball player.
Yeah, dude. Turns out
Yep.
there's a it's not the Holy Trinity.
I love the Tao of Joker, and I'm so glad. It's part of what makes him so fascinating is he
Yep.
has this interesting
Dude, he's
way
ju-
about him. That's just everything about it is so unique.
The greatest thing about it's not just that he's unique. It's we've not seen it before. It's like how Andrew Luck was like such a you couldn't understand how he could be in the NFL and still use a flip phone, and like Nikola Jokic is in the most online,
That's so
ridiculous, celebrity-driven
Yeah.
league probably in the world. And he just he's just so deeply not even uninterested, like repelled by it.
Yeah.
And like not only doesn't pay attention to it and participate in it, he just is like above it.
Yeah.
There was that tweet that the NBA sent out when they were announcing the All-Star team, and it was every player's Twitter account.
Oh yeah, this is just his
And
name.
it's just
the
Nikola
best.
Jokic.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's like Ant-Man 22.
Yeah, it's the best.
LBJ, King James 23.
Oh, Joker
Nikola
really is the
Jokic.
best, man. He's just the absolute
It would be
best.
better at Jokic Brothers. He just outsources it to them.
We just need the most like adjacent Jokic account. Let's put that in there.
There was a trade here just right before we went live, maybe 10 minutes before we went live, and that was Jimmy Butler going to the Golden State Warriors. What does that mean now for Kevin Durant? He won't, there was an idea that Jimmy Butler might go to Phoenix. That's not going to happen. I think we knew that one wasn't going to happen, for Bradley Beal. And now there's words that Phoenix, do they believe in their team? I mean, they're not very good, and it's a little late. So they might now look to shed. So I thought we could make some deadline predictions now. Just go on record. We'll all be proven wrong in
Clip it. Everybody
15,
clip it.
15 hours we've proven
Yeah.
wrong. But do you have a prediction of Nuggets and or the rest of the league?
I'll say Kevin Durant stays.
They just stand pat.
Yeah, I think they just stand pat because I don't think he wants to leave. And I bet the Suns are probably scared that if they do trade him, he'll be like, screw that organization and like put out the bad word for him. So I bet he stays. For the Nuggets, I bet the Nuggets do make a move, and it's a small one. Minimal, nothing crazy. But I do think Denver's really trying. Like, I think they really wanted Valanciunas.
Yeah.
They didn't get him. He's going to Sacramento. But I think
Big Val?
I think that's the guy the Nuggets actually really wanted. But I think they're definitely trying for a bunch of stuff. It might come down to them just like not having the best offer on any of these things.
I mean, how could they?
I mean, you don't feel like they're presenting great offers because they just don't have a lot in their arsenal. But I think they make a small move. That's what my prediction will be.
plus and minus, like one guy out, one guy in kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think, Superstar Dev?
I think the Nuggets stay pat. I
No
do.
moves at all.
No, which sucks. I really do think there are like moves that they're trying to make, but they just don't have enough for it. One move now, I think that Durant probably ends up with the Heat somehow. Because what do they have? Like, what do they have to offer now? They got rid of their guys. Tyler Hero becomes their best player.
He's kind of been all year, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but that just is not something that you would want. So, I mean, I just think that that's something that they should try to do. And also, Durant, I mean, it doesn't make sense with Phoenix. They need to try to get something for their future because it's clearly not working right now. They have to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Matt Ishbia would explode if he didn't make some kind of move. Like I just don't know. Like, he just has.
He's just
like,
sitting in his room with
he's
his
like, yeah, like he's something.
What are we doing? Come on.
I know. We haven't gotten actively worse or older. What are we doing? I mean, dude. The Suns have to trade their guys for, if not for picks, but for prospects. Like,
Yeah.
Whatever. My prediction, though,
That was such a frustration. I
just-
was like, you
I-
could just
I-
feel the frustration.
Because it
just-
just doesn't matter. It's just stupid.
it doesn't
you know?
matter, but it's just like it's bothersome to me
I
that
know,
people
I know, man, I know.
don't understand how this league works. Like you cannot build your castle on top of old players and expect for it to work. But as far as the Nuggets are concerned, I would suspect that they probably make a money-saving move.
Yeah.
Like something that does not move the needle at all, but it like allows them the flexibility to pick up a Bruce Brown or something when, if and when that situation arises. But I bet the trade deadline, everyone's going to be mad and be like, if we hadn't used our MLE on, blah, 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 and
Which
then
is true.
I know, but
It's just that was an anger from a long time ago that just circles back around at this time,
whatever the case.
Yeah. But it's a rightful anger. I mean, in hindsight, they did get Saric, who doesn't play. They gave Zeke an extension. Like those things, I'm just saying, we have complained about them for 8 months, and then all of a sudden that they're going to get traded and be like, well, I can't believe they signed it. It's like, all right, hopefully get that out. I guess we're all in the alignment here, which is kind of funny. I do think there's a chance that a team like Phoenix becomes a wild card, that they just had it in their head that they were going to get this or this. Everybody's off the table now, and they might be like, quick pivot. What can we get for KD? We have to hit the reset because we're the freaking 9 seed. And we have all the salary. So
that was a lot of the rumors, is if they didn't get Butler, they would, pivot to move Durant.
And so I do
go the other way.
And I do think that there is a chance that is the case, that they just look at it and go, realistically, are we winning the title this year? Probably not. This is how we save ourselves, is we just turn all of our players into picks or young players, like you said, and maybe try to get out. So I think that's still on the table as a possibility. But as for the Nuggets, my hunch is they are going to try as hard as they can to get under the tax. And by getting rid of Zeke, Dario, maybe Hunter Tyson or Jalen Pickett, and I think they'll fail. And at the end of the day, I would not be surprised if they traded Jalen Pickett for like a David Roddy or something, where the move only makes sense on a spreadsheet, where you're like, over 3 years it actually saves $800,000. It doesn't really make sense. And if it's Roddy, there might be a jolt of like, hell yeah, we got our guy. But
I don't think there will be.
No, I don't think. Even me.
Well, I really think there
no,
would be a
it'd be like
for
cool.
Roddy.
It'd be cool, but I would just be like, that's cool.
I think that if it was like a player like a Roddy, just because people know the name, they'd be like, oh, I like that. And then it'd be like, oh, he never played. Cool. So I think, unfortunately, that's what Denver is likeliest to do. But you know what? The cool thing about the trade deadline is all it takes is Matt Ishbia being like, the price is way lower than you think, man. Way lower than you think.
He's like, I am way worse at this than you realize. Like,
we are so desperate.
he's like, I have really built an empire off of pretty sketchy business practices, and I'm happy to bring them over to the NBA.
I'm shocked, and I don't know why this feels like it became our guy, but I'm shocked that Bogdanovic is not on a different team yet. I really am shocked about that one because he hasn't been playing. It seems like they've just been letting him wait this out to go somewhere else. And I feel like every other player that they've done that with is gone right now.
DeAndre Hunter is 5 from 9 from 3.
I like DeAndre Hunter. The problem is
points.
he's not healthy very often, but I actually like him. I think he could be a good player.
Good 3-and-D guy, huh?
Yeah, 3-and-D guy, right?
3-and-D.
Hard worker, it seems.
So if they do try to get under the tax, I mean, it will be a tough pill to swallow because it's like, oh man, Nuggets saving money.
Except for that the players they're getting rid of.
Right. But if you can rid yourself of Zeke and that contract and rid yourself of Dario somehow and just reset that way, and then you're going to hate this, D-line, but be players in the buyout market.
He might love it.
No, I mean, if it's Bruce Brown, I don't hate that at all.
Yeah.
Or even
I hate
better,
it
Lonzo
if
Ball.
it's like, yes, well.
Right. It could be a tough pill to initially swallow, but the reset that it could provide is enticing, I think.
Our pregame picks are presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use promo code DNVR365 when you sign up. Choose your offer, find out why. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem and needs help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Dev, what are we doing tonight?
We're going to make money. That's what we're going to do,
Dang,
man. We're going to do that.
what a night.
Nuggets come into this game as 10.5-point favorites.
It went up, what, half point?
Half point.
Because of Aaron Gordon?
I like it. I like 10.5. I think that they're going to win by 10.5.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're going to win by more than that, man. I just like how they looked last game, and I really do think that the Pelicans overachieved in that last game.
Yeah,
and
they
I
did.
think that
Which is why
the
they
Nuggets
lost
locked
by
in.
12 points.
Exactly. Exactly.
Zion was so bad in that game,
So
man.
bad.
And I don't
So
know
bad.
if it was mostly, Zeke Nnaji, the lockdown,
He was just missing.
switchable athletic defense that he can provide.
Dude, he was just straight up missing
They didn't
everything
even
at the
send
rim.
double teams at him. They were sending
It's because
doubles.
Zeke had him in jail. Like, Zeke had him in jail.
Pretty crazy. All he does is go left, too. Just throws his body and goes left
Hey,
every single
not a
time.
lot of defenders can figure that out for some reason.
Zeke Nnaji has had enough time on the bench of watching him go left every
Study
single
a lot
time.
of film, yeah.
Exactly. The over-under is 239. I'm going to go with under 239. They didn't get this last time, and that's when Trey Murphy and CJ McCollum looked like Cavs, LeBron, and KD. I mean, and Kyrie. So I don't see this happening. I really like the under for this one. On the Pels side, we're going right back to what we just saw. Trey Murphy over 23.5. Why would you even see this line and not just say, like, bet the house? This put my friend's kid through college. You guys knew this one. Talked about this before the pregame last time.
But he's on the scouting report now.
What does that mean? They tried to send double teams at him last game. It doesn't matter if you just shoot the piss out of the ball. He just doesn't miss. It's pretty crazy how good he is right now. I'm going to go over Trey Murphy. Aaron Gordon is back, and it's not Zeke, so I should probably do something here with a Zion. Try to get his over. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with CJ McCollum over 4.5 assists instead. I just think that he has the ball in his hands as a facilitator. They're going to try to get Trey Murphy open somehow, not just straight ISO ball. So I think that this is an assist night for CJ McCollum. On the Nuggets side of things, Michael Porter Jr. has over 2.5 three-pointers.
Oh, my favorite bet.
There's heavy juice on this one, but that's because they know we like to get paid, and I'm going to get paid on this one. I'm going to go with the over.
What about 3 or 4? What if I take 4? Is it possible tonight?
Absolutely.
You like it?
Absolutely.
All right,
It's
that's all
your
I
birthday.
needed to
Let's
hear.
just do it, man. Over.
Plus 160 for 4. I'll
Let's
do
go
it.
over. I also think that Michael Porter Jr. follows up his 36-point performance with at least 20 points. It's 19.5. You already are going to get 12 from the three-point line. So you
That's
might as well
right.
get the over of 19.5. He
don't
got
love
this
it?
in three-pointers alone last game.
But I know that was last game.
You're just thinking about that trade deadline. Get it out of your head. He's
No,
gotta
I'm
play
not.
well.
I'm thinking about that Michael Porter Jr. consistency.
Okay. I see that. Jamal, over 20.5 points. That's my second leg, and I really like this one.
I like this one a lot.
I'm shocked that he didn't get that last time. I mean, the
got 20
volume
points.
is there. He's taking a lot of shots. And also, he's blowout proof. I think that's what's different about Jamal. Like, Yoke would not play for the whole fourth quarter. They put Jamal in the game if they're up 30 or if they're like in a close game. Like,
proof.
it's going to be more shots for him.
That's
He
a
could- if he gets-
real better term.
if he gets
there.
this
That's a
early-
sharp term.
Or a new parent. I'm sure that
That's
you refer to some certain overalls and things as
That's
blowout
what
proof.
us and the Biz talk about, man. That's what we talk about. I also like Jamal at 5.5 assists. He's been getting this pretty easily. I'd even push it up to like 8.
Who's this?
Jamal assist. He's facilitating and also he's finding his balance of like being able to get his own shots as well. Christian Brown let me down last game. It was pretty wild.
DAUN.
Dude, if he hit his, I think we would have probably went perfect last game. Pretty wild. I'm gonna go right back to the well. I'm gonna go over 4.5 rebounds for Christian Brown. You got to get it back. Get it back in blood on this one. On our defensive bet, I'm gonna go over 2.5 stocks for Jokic. He's been getting this. I like it again. And for the lock,
Over 2.5. Okay.
yeah. For the lock, I'm gonna go with Jokic triple double.
I love that this is your lock.
It is at minus 145. The no is at plus 115.
Dude, minus 145 to get a triple double is the most insane thing.
It is, but Dev's right. He's going to get it.
No, I
Gonna
know,
get it.
but
He
that's
should have
just-
got that last game.
Yeah, he's very likely to get it.
It's just wild that this is the world that we live in. That Nikola Jokic getting a triple double is almost like double.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Very
Crazy.
likely. Can I tell you guys they have a boost? Bet365 does. Listen to this one because it's such a good bet. I feel like it's the best bet.
I feel like it's
Feels
not.
like a sucker. bet
First
already.
quarter, Jokic to get 5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Hasn't he been doing this every game?
No,
This
not the
sucks.
assist. Not the
not.
assist. No.
No. He just sometimes chooses not to get rebounds.
I'm actually going for a different boosted parlay.
I'm going
Let's
for
hear yours.
mine. I'm
Let's
going
hear
for
yours.
mine.
Adam, yours, no chance.
'Kay.
Let's hear.
I'm
let's hear yours.
going again. These are sucker bets, but I don't care. Jokic triple double, Sabonis triple double,
It's a bonus.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
not that crazy.
plus 1260.
All right. Well, we'll
Plus.
compare
Throwing a
notes.
sprinkle.
What's 1260?
We'll throw-
How if you already got one at
Who's Sabonis
minus?
play?
I don't know. It's the first game with Levine, though. I think.
Oh, all right. You know what?
Playing
You know
Orlando.
what?
I'm in.
Oh, Orlando though. That's
Ooh,
tough.
in a
That's
low
tough.
scoring game.
That's tough.
That's
one,
where that
man.
odds come from.
All right, we got some super chats. What are the people saying, Kale?
Druid trading. I want Jovic on the Nuggets. So do I.
We've been linked
had a
with
horrible
every.
air ball
We've
the
been
other
linked
day.
with every Serbian in the league.
So true.
Cedric, Jimmy to Golden State, Katie to Nuggets with Russ trade would be crazy. Yeah, I don't think Durant's going to
Man,
wind
I would
up
have
in
the
Denver.
heart. God, I mean, never say never. I turned the corner on Russell Westbrook pretty
The
quick.
problem is Kevin Durant's making like $50 million. You
And-
have to get up to $50
and
million.
You
if you're
can
the
do that
Nugget.
though.
The other
Can
problem
you?
is that
Michael
he,
Porter plus Zeke
Plus Dario.
Yeah.
Plus Strawther.
Do you know what they love Dario there in Phoenix?
the other
How do they?
problem is that he literally called us all lames.
You know what though?
He forgets about it.
Westbrook
Dude,
punched-
if we get
Rock-
Kevin
Mascot
Durant, I
Rocky?
will sing the Star Spangled Banner on the next show.
I'll sing along with you.
Oh, I can't wait for this. I cannot wait.
Nobody cares what y'all lames on this set want.
PN Clarity. Can we trade for the Hornets announcer?
It is big. I love watching those shows for real.
Really?
They're good. Yeah,
See,
they're
I like the
best.
Pelicans. Antonio Daniels, I like him.
Ulysses Ventura, GMs don't respect Booth.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh, really? Okay.
Insight
He's
there.
misunderstood.
Astray. Zeke and Dario need to be off by tomorrow, but nothing will happen because our GM has no idea how to do something that isn't aligned with his own goals.
Kale, bring up the is Calvin Booth a genius-o-meter? Idiot! It's on idiot side.
He said it lying to
Let's
his
just
own
wait.
goals.
Let's see what happens. Maybe tomorrow, genius. We'll see.
Yeah,
Right
his
now,
own
idiot.
goals. Fent Jones. Yoke taking ethical hoop into the next
It's
level.
So
true.
true, man. That's why we love him, man. That's why we love him. He's ethical to his core.
Oh boy.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Nuggets Pelicans coming up for the second time. Hit that like button. We'll see you on the other side.
Let's go.